Hello, 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 ladies and gelatins. Welcome to Wednesday, where we explore the stars. And by stars, I mean really we just explore literally this area around our colony, but hey, we're growing up. We're 14 now. We gotta deal with stuff. Everyone looks older. We look taller. We are taller. Like, everyone's got a new outfit. It's pretty neat. We're all dealing with that stuff. I forgot what I was gonna do as soon as I logged back in. I had a plan. What did my plan entail? I mean, let's check. Let's see if there's anything new at the depot since we're like older now. No. I like to, I mean, we're 14. We can still wear a superhero cape. Honestly, I'll be like 16 wearing the superhero cape. I got no shame. All right. What kind of things am I trying to hit? Okay. Persuasion of 80. That's doable. Might take a while to get there. Or did we want to go exploring? I think we might have wanted to go exploring. And again, the thing, yeah, well, actually, yeah, let's go exploring. It's time. Yes. Dude, let's go the legal way. All right. Explore the plane. Let's see what else is out there, considering it's all a new thing. Yes, I actually have bravery. So here's the thing. Not only did I gain bravery, because you gain bravery by like doing things that are brave, but also basically I got that superhero cloak, which you can see here. It gives me a plus 30. It just, so I had like none, but I have enough to go outside. That's what matters. That is what matters. I'm still hoping that I can get enough organizing to like, you know, get another thing, but we'll see. It's probably like, it's stat blocked by something. Utopia is helping you gear up for exploring the nearby jungle when she stops what she's doing in size. Ugh, just remembered I gave the last utility belt to Cinnamon, she says. You'll just have to carry your knife and canteen in your backpack. Sorry. Sure missed Uncle Tony, she says. He was a great surveyor. He organized all the teams, planned the schedules, kept an eye on the weather. I keep double booking equipment and getting folks mad. It's a lot of work. He'll be in a sec. Oh, okay. Utopia was born on Earth, but just barely. As the first, and for a while, the only kid in the crush, she and Uncle Tonin must have been really close. Utopia didn't complain, not usually, but it's been hard for her to step into Uncle Tonin's shoes. She loves exploring, flying fast, and stalking xenofauna, but there's more to being chief of expeditions than that. It must be hard being somewhere between the adults and the kids. To you, she's fully grown up, but to the adults, she'll always be a little baby Pia, even though she's 26 years old. Yeah. I mean, that's the mood. Who even feels like an adult? I get +2 perception. Just saying, it'd be pretty sweet. Perception is pretty cool as a skill in general. Some farmland is spilled outside the walls. How old is it here? We are 14. We have aged to proper, like, baby teenager. The fields don't look like they're doing very well. Nobody's around right now. In fact, it looks a little bit abandoned. Nothing's growing here anymore. There isn't even enough for animals to graze on. I'm gonna try to plant something. Why not? What are you doing rooting around over here? Utopia comes striding out of the forest, big grin on her face. Are you farming? You're in the wrong place. These fields haven't been worked in years. Everyone's moved inside the walls, sweets. She kicks a clod of gray-pink dirt. Soil's just not good enough out here for growing earth crops. Besides, the animals get to it faster than we can chase them away. Try reporting to geoponics if you'd like to help out. I mean, we did just get +2 biology for just thinking about that. We just, you know, we try things. Things happen. You're strolling along the path when suddenly everything goes quiet. The wilderness is never quiet. There's always insect noises, chirping of reptiles. Even the wind in the trees has gone entirely silent. There's something unnatural about this place. We brave. Easy. Easy. You know, it's hard when it's like the neighboring card because like we can't Can't make that better. I think we could do... Oh, you do 666? Yeah, pretty much, because the +1 is at the beginning, because they're cruel like that. 666, not so bad. Great start. Oh, thank you for the Hell Hydrate. I'll drink some of this water I have over here. Okay, let's see. Well, we get the, let's see, +1 to cards with gems. Let's do a neighboring card. Let's do a neighboring card. Can we make that better? Not really. See, we run into the same problem. Where, like, no matter how much we like wiggle this around. I mean, the best we can get here is, well, 18, I guess. Which is interesting, because I think we had 19 once, I think. No. For some reason. Either way, I'll just add stuff to it. Why not? Got so many cards. -3 to cards with higher values. I don't think we have anything with a higher value. 9 is massive. And I can't believe we managed to do that. Tried to learn Magic the Gathering. I mean, Arenas is pretty good. Arena's as good as Magic has honestly been in terms of UI. So, you know, I understand. I feel like we could actually get the thing to be what we want it to be. 5. Get like a 4? No. It's fine. I know I could do so much more, but my goodness, there was just too many combinations. You walk through the quiet area, then noise starts up again. The mystery will have to remain unsolved. Spooky. Okay. But... peek inside the hole. A little closer. Okay, neat. Put the hand in there. Roots. Wood. Hop-eye. Oh. Hop-eyes are usually docile little creatures. They don't even come up to knee height. They eat grass and hop away when you come near. Something has riled this group up. You see them fighting each other, getting in close and rolling on their backs and kicking with their big foot, punting each other up to 2 meters away. It's neat behavior, so you sit and watch until you suddenly realize you're surrounded. They've stopped fighting with each other and they're all staring at you. They pounce. We're fine. Nah. It's kind of neat to just be like LOL 10. But I think we could do better. Really? Oh yeah, the Vertumna group card is also not the thing card what I thought it would be. Right, because it's a +1. Ah. I just want to make a straight and I cannot make a straight because everything is so very not straight. Let's gem on other cards. You know what? This is Bapikax. 1, 2, 3. Sure. All right. 9. Nothing will ever come close to that, so that's fine. Those 2 reds will go together. +1 the card to gem, +2 gems other cards. Bam. Bam. I'm sure there's a better version, but I don't care. We're already, like, at super goal. Doomna group. Again, got a lot of these 5s and 6s. 5, 5, 4. It's literally better. It's the same. But it misses all that good straight value. That's kind of funny. You put something here and it's just like, oh yeah, it messed up your 32. Goodness. For a digital TCD, it feels like UI for it didn't give enough information. Yeah, here's the thing. Like, if you know how to play Magic, it's more than enough. If you've never played Magic before, it's not enough. Like, it's not made to be a digital card game. It's just not. They can't really change too much of the way the game works. It's still the same game and gonna be the same game from the 90s forever. Yeah, like, the idea of counterspells and stuff is hard. What you need is you need people in person to teach you, honestly, and then, like, just going through stuff really slowly. I mean, if you go through the tutorial enough times, you'll eventually pick it up, but, like, it is complicated. Basically, if you just... Okay, I like that if you're just like, meh. That's great. The art for you being kind of stressed is better than when you were younger. The cute little critter... Look at all these stats I just keep getting. Little critters kick you, you kick back. You send them scurrying back off to pick on smaller creatures than you. They just changed combat blocking? What? What did they do to combat blocking? Another hot eye. You spot a group of hot eyes playing a clearing. They let you get pretty close to watch them chatter to each other, rub noses. They're all friends, just like people. It's a hot boy if you get too close. Walk your territory. I ain't afraid. Ain't afraid of no things. Immediately see what's gonna happen here. See this? Yeah. It's immediately shenanigans. No matter what I do, it's shenanigans. No matter how I put this down, it's shenanigans. One, 1, 2, 3. And then five. Make it into a 6? Not really. 5, 5, 5, 5, 5, 5. We don't really have any other 5s. Oh, we do, actually. We have the 5, 5, 5, 5, 5. That's pretty good. There's no response step once blockers are declared. Oh my god. Wow. That is a bad change, actually. There's so much you can't do because of that. Like, you can't... That means you can't sacrifice something in response to declaring it a blocker. That means you can't... Like, how... Once you're declared blockers, how... Yeah, you... Like, the whole thing is you surprise pump things up. Like, the whole thing is you have this, like, thing of, like, well, I could pump up this monster, but I'll see how you defend first. That's so weird. Oh, I don't like that at all. And Cheat Arena's close to doing it well. It's hard for people to remember what it's like to be a brand new player to this game. It really is. It's hard, especially because if you've played other card games, so many other card games also just take a lot of like inspiration off of Magic. So they assume that you know and are aware of certain concepts, and of all the ones, it's some of the most like Magic is the most complicated of like these kind of card games, because a lot of people they just make other ways to deal with these sorts of things, like the stack and like counters and all this stuff. Like that's part of what makes Magic Magic. Like, do I love the stack? Do I love how they handle like responding to response and having response times and like, oh, do you want to do anything during my second main phase? No, blah, blah. Like, Magic is weird, but that's what makes Magic Magic. My favorite card games, honestly, is not Magic. That's not my favorite rule set. But it still holds a special place in my heart because it's weird. It's weird and it's crunchy. It's so crunchy. And absolutely, it is this mind game of like, oh, they have mana up and it's blue. It could be a counter spell. And so you think about whether or not you're going to play something, right? You like test people. It's like a like the way the Magic mind game works is it makes also like a card game that's also partially like poker. And every time they remove stuff like that, that changes a lot. I feel like a lot of people have feelings about that. Yes, also, yeah, reality defining language of law, true. So much of Magic and how it has changed over time is entirely based off of rules lawyering and like trying to make things as absolutely clear and logical as possible. It's not really possible, but they sure do try. Awesome. Oh, thank goodness. The Hopeyes are wary at first, but you crouch down to copy their cute little squeaky noises. You bounce towards them, and amazingly, they don't hop away. You play with the Hopeyes for a few minutes more before moving on. Cute little guys. I want more pets. The second sun is beginning to set, and you're planning your route back to the gates when you spot Dis in the distance. He waves you over. Hey, Solana, he says gloomily. He says, I wish we didn't have to go home. I wish we could stay out here forever. I would miss my parents. What if, he's ignoring me. What if we didn't go home today? I mean, what if we stayed out and camped overnight? He gestures to the pack on his back. I brought a tent just in case and a perimeter sensor. And I found a spot near the depot that looks safe. Yeah, camp out. Camp out, camp out, camp out. That sounds fun. This sets up the tent while you place the perimeter posts around the edge of the clearing. If anything trips this invisible wall around your campsite, at least you'll know about it. Without even saying goodnight, Dis crawls into the tent, takes off his jacket, stuffs it behind his head, then curls up into a ball facing the wall. He falls asleep almost immediately. You crawl in beside him and pull a thermal blanket over yourself. You're exhausted from a long day of hiking in the jungle, so despite the excitement of being out in the wild at night, you quickly fall asleep as well. You both wake up to a blaring alarm and bright lights filling the campsite. It's the perimeter alert. Something must have triggered it. Dis bolts upright and looks at you with wide eyes. Should go out there and check, obviously. Imagination duel. That sounds fun. Oh shit, here we go again. Okay, talent show competition. 4, 5, 6. Seems fine. I know we could have made that other thing instead, but... Well, hold on. No. No, this seems fine. 4, 5, 6. Antecedents love. Get a 4? No. Tangent focus. Oh, yeah, it's not great. 3's never, pretty much almost never gonna have the highest value, just saying. Like 3, 4, 5 is probably the best that that's gonna get. Especially because the other one would also just be a 3, 4, 5. Seems good. And now... Okay, so 2. Nope. 2. 3. 6. Okay, 3, 4. No, because now it's a +1. Okay, hold on. 3. No, see, it shows me before I even put it down. 2, 3, 2, 3, 3. 5. Why? Right, because it makes this next one. 2, 3, 3. 3. 7. I feel like that's as good as that's gonna get. It's not even close. It's not even close. It was not even close. Wow. You both carefully crack open the door and peek out through a crack. Or, oops, nothing. Whatever it was, the lights and noise must have scared it off. The sun is almost up, and you are definitely not getting back to sleep after that, so the two of you eat soy rations and quietly watch the sunrise over the jungle together. When the surveyors open the gates and start prepping for the day, you pack your gear and go home. You expect the worst, but nobody even noticed you were gone. You left the privacy curtain on your bed closed, and your parents must have come in late and left early, thinking you were asleep the whole time. You're lucky, but it also makes you feel a little sad. You put the wood to make the bigger card, you're generally overspending. Yeah. Yep. Truth. A bit more information, give it to me. Yes, and the game doesn't give it. Yeah, it really doesn't. It really doesn't. You need more to get the intro. Like, if you play the tutorial, if you just play like a lot of the intro games, if there's as much single player stuff, play as much of the single player stuff as you can. But straight up, honestly, this is a game where you would benefit immensely from just someone playing with you and explaining stuff to you. But even then, no matter how much you think you know about Magic the Gathering, also, I didn't realize that talking to Dis was gonna send me back home. I would have gone and done a couple more events before talking with him then when I was already super tired. But I guess that's how that works. I mean, at least I didn't regret that I got to do that, because that was pretty cool overall. Plus, like, I'm getting real brave. Okay, we have wood. What else do we have? Cake. Hold on, when is your birthday? Tammy, late pollen. We'll wait. We'll wait and give you the cake later. Whose birthday is right now? Wait, what? This is also, all right, same. Oops. Mars, early wet. Okay, we'll just wait for wet season then. Okay. Anything else we can grab while we're here? What else are we trying to build? I mean, I don't feel like we should be doing everything we can. Yeah. But it doesn't explain everything. Really? You know, I don't remember the tutorial very well, to be honest. I really do need more persuasion. How can I get more persuasion? Creativity, empathy, kudos. Practice a photo phoner. Doesn't really give me persuasion. Tutoring children, reasoning, empathy. How's Tammy being? Oh, we can talk to Tammy for sure. Tammy's helping out one of the children learn to read in her holopalm. 30 stars in the sky shine bright at night. Wonderful, you're doing great. She looks up at you and smiles. Hello, do you need something? I do have a present for you, but not yet. Empathy. I mean, I actually could work on my empathy. Still. Tanja is great. Tanja has a buzz cut now. Empathy 100 OP. Alright, I mean, empathy's still pretty cool. So I'm certainly down with it. Helping in the kitchen does give me empathy. And friends with Tammy. I remember empathy 66 broken. Don't remember what it did. Okay. Back in space, cooking involved programming ration machines and putting dishes in the laser-matic dishwasher because water was too precious to clean dishes with. But now you're growing more real food and trying to figure out how to cook with it. The cafeteria kitchens are bright and full of good smells. There's always something baking or boiling or frying. You take a deep breath in and just hold all the deliciousness in your lungs. Chief Steward Ann, also known to the kids as Antecedent, is in charge of everything in the living quarters, running the children's creche, coordinating the cleaning bots, and of course cooking for the whole colony. It's a lot of work, but she's good at delegating to all the kids she's raised here, including you. She's a big believer in learning by trying and doesn't mind if a few dinners are ruined in the process. Tammy waves cheerfully at you, and Auntie Anne welcomes you with a big smile. Oh, look at you two. I just know you'll be a huge help around here. Yeah, she's about, yeah, like, she's definitely doing better, but I know she misses her dad constantly, and it kind of makes me feel like if I could go back in time and be a brave, powerful person at the beginning, I would consider it. But, you know, it's hard. It's hard to know exactly, like, how to deal with that, because, well, that's just not the character we're playing this run. We couldn't save him. And it is still very sad. Shows you the kitchen nanoprinters. Just press this button and the ration machine will spit out a freshly pressed cake of soy rations. It's not tasty, but it's nutritious. Then she shows you to the range. A large pot of brown stew is bubbling away. Here is where the real magic happens. Tammy claps her hands excitedly. Ann, will we get to decorate cookies? Yes. Sometimes me and my dad used to decorate cookies together, and it's really, really fun. I think everyone would like it. We could do stained glass cookies with bobber fruit jelly. That's, be realistic. Why would we ever be? We literally can never be mean to Tammy. I cannot even fathom ever being anything but hell yeah, Tammy, especially since it's technically my fault that her dad is dead. I mean, literally, no. Was there anything I could do? Not without restarting the entire game and planning for it ahead of time. However, she's also precious and pure and deserves the best in this world. We must protect. Yeah, protect forever. Auntie Anne chuckles. Cakes and cookies with fruit and frosting for 100 people. Wow, you have quite an imagination, Tammy. She takes a ladle and spoons up some of the stew. We need to focus on large, hearty dishes that can easily feed many people like this stew. If things get busy, we can serve the soy rations as is, but it's much nicer to actually cook them with something else. She beams. Full tummies make for happy workers. Auntie Anne sets you and Tammy up with a few basic kitchen tasks and leaves you to it. If you need help, I'll be just around the corner. Or you can ask Conquerance for advice. She has every recipe and method you could ever need, and she's an excellent teacher. Sure, there is no guarantee we could fight it off or warn him or whatever, because we couldn't even warn him. We actually tried to go back and warn him, but we couldn't. We had to be brave enough to, like, show up somehow. No idea what it requires. And we don't want to find out what it requires because that's a spoiler, because in another timeline we will do this. You quickly have your hands full with the sheer volume of food it takes to feed 100 people. Workers from the canteen shuttle back and pick up the trays of soy rations and pots of stew at regular intervals. Somehow you keep up. You poke your head into the canteen at lunchtime to see what people think about the food. Seems like they like it. Maybe you're cut out to be a chef. Cooking! Everyone should learn to cook. Everyone. 9. Literally, it's basically always going to be the best thing to play. Like, always. How's the maybe wholesome? I am very wholesome. What are you talking about? Thank you. I'm doing pretty good. Sticks high by you. You can clarify if you can. Oh, I already know that you can. It's just a matter of how. And I don't want to know how. I know it is possible to save the dad because you've already made a comment of, oh, this is different if he was alive. And I don't consider that a spoiler that it's possible to do a thing. I would consider it a spoiler to be told exactly how we could have done it. 5, 5, 5, 5, 5, 5. So you can't really get a 4. This card does suck. You're right. I think I got a cold again. Oh, I'm so sorry to hear that. That sucks. Yeah, I feel like there's not really a way to make like a nice straight either. Yeah. Speed cooking. I literally have a new experiment in the oven right now. Ooh, I'm trying out the Ethiopian spice blend called Berry Berry. Ooh, that sounds lovely. Garlic, chicken, earthy spice. Oh, there's this Ethiopian place in Poznan. I need to find an Ethiopian place here too. I actually was so much surprised how much I loved Ethiopian food. It is so fun to eat with pancake, like just hands and pancake, and all of the delicious, like every single dish and all these tons of different flavors. Everything was completely amazingly delicious. Oh God, I want to go back there again. You know what? I'm gonna write this down as like a thing I still need to do is find Ethiopian food. I'm doing it. It's honestly, if you search Ethiopian food or, you know, Ethiopskia, you'll find it. There's only one. Like, there's only one place in the whole city. So, and I actually don't remember the name at all. Ethiopian food. But like, seriously, it's super, super cool. And like, the vibe there is just super nice. And I highly recommend it. 10 out of 10. Very, very. Oh, I mean, I don't know the names of these things. It kind of made me think of like piri sauce. Go there with a friend. Hell yeah, totally do it. Like seriously, totally do it. Do it, get a big thing and split it. Share. Because seriously, it's made for sharing. Part that makes the empty tutorial so weird. Tries to give you a story to follow. Yeah, no, everything is extremely scripted in the tutorial. It's, you know, the more I think about it, the more I think it was not a great tutorial. I completely agree. Early pollen. Whose birthday was in early pollen? Not Tange. Cal. We have no idea. Tammy. Late pollen. Mars. Early wet. Okay. Okay, Tammy is in late pollen, so we can save the cake for that. Oh my gosh, we still have like so much stress left. Empathy. Get more empathy. Get more organizing. Yeah, what up? You spot Tangent leaning against the wall outside engineering. She's yawning, rubbing her eyes, and staring off into space. She startles as you walk up. Oh, Solana, just taking a short break. Yawns are infectious. Join in and yawn too. Did you stay up all night too? She asks. I don't even remember when I slept last. Might have been a few days ago. You haven't slept in 2 days? More like 3, she replies, then pauses for another jaw-cracking yawn. But as I said, I'm tired. Even my enhanced body has limitations. You clear quizzically. I don't need to sleep as much as other people. It's a genetic what's it, she says foggily. You know, a DNA enhancement. I guess sometimes even I forget to do it. I should set myself a reminder. Hello, add to schedule. Sleeping nightly at 23 for 3 hours. 3 hours! Tangent nods sleepily. I should do it. Her eyes are practically closed. Find her someplace to take a nap. Tange follows you obediently into the engineering wing, too tired to protest. You slip into medbay, grab a blanket, and pillow off the shelf. By the time you return, Tange has already fallen asleep, curled up in an egg chair in the waiting room. You gently place the blanket over her, and she hums happily before going slack with much-needed sleep. I really liked the Runeterra tutorials. I really liked Runeterra in general. Honestly, Runeterra was an amazing card game experience. Also, really have enjoyed Hearthstone in the past, but Hearthstone has changed a lot since then, and pretty much most of the time, the longer a card game's out, the worse it gets. Shame, though. I should learn things. I should do smarticles, maybe. Could do more reasoning, more problem solving. But also, like, engineering should be kind of cool too, but, like, reasoning, though. And, like, kudos. Okay, how much stress is everything? Yeah, these are more stressful, so I should do them. Study engineering. Why you gotta make everything... curious? Heading off on lunch break when you see Mars and Tange sitting together in the engineering break room. Tange is eating a sandwich while also scrolling her holopalm with it, and Mars is half collapsed on the table, barely holding her head in her hand while she pouts at Tange. Come on, she whines. You said we were gonna hang out after lunch. Are you done eating yet? Tange takes a slow, deliberate bite of her sandwich and chews while making eye contact with Mars. It goes from funny to awkward to hilarious as Mars' face falls as she puts her head on the table and groans. Ugh. Proper mastication is important for digestive health, Tange answers primly, a smile curling at the corner of her mouth. You can masticate in private, Mars mutters. What are you reading and how is it more important than me, your best and only friend? Excuse me, Mars. Mars. Excusez-moi. Just something for work, Tange answers. It's really interesting. I didn't know Dr. Instance was so well published, even though she was only 25 when the Strata left Earth. She was practically a prodigy like me. She looks at her holoscreen again. It's absolutely fascinating. We're so lucky to have such an accomplished researcher here in Vertumna. Read over Tange's shoulder. You take a seat at the table, look at Tange's screen. You catch a few words. Recombination, tissue tropism, RNA, protein sheets, intrinsic immunity, maybe something to do with viruses? Oh, biology, 40 or greater. She's very into biology. We're into other things. From the pictures, also fungi, hard to tell. Without further examination, you don't know. Tange notices you looking and shuts off her hollow palm, shooting you a cool look. Is it something to do with a shimmer sickness? Mars wonders out loud. Look at me, I don't get it. Me neither, Mars asks. I'm sure glad I don't have to do all that egghead stuff. Sounds boring, to be honest. Luckily, no one is making either of you read over my shoulder, Tange says. Takes another purposeful bite of her sandwich. You've been eating for like half an hour, Tange. Come on, Mars says, pulling her hands down her face. Please, can we go do something fun before some rampaging Xeno eats us? We're both too pretty to die of boredom. Tange smiles. You think I'm pretty, Mars? She asks, seeming genuinely curious. Mars sets her hand on top of Tange's. The prettiest, she swears, her other hand over her heart. Even prettier than me. Well, I mean, I win in the looks department, but I think like smart women get like extra points. Tange says, putting her hand on top of Mars's and leaning in to fix Mars with an unusually flirtatious expression. Yes, do tell me all about my great beauty, she deadpans. It's all I live for. Mars laughs and tosses her hair over her shoulder, and you tune them out in favor of eating your lunch before you're expected back at engineering. Did not expect that. I could ship them, though. Actually, no, I can ship them. That seems great. Yeah, MTG is important on card games, yes, on the game industry as a whole. I highly agree. It is 100% a product of its time, and it is basically a living relic of the past and a living relic of like old ideas of game design that we have learned so much from since then. I'm glad it still exists, but like, it's one of the things that inspired me to want to make my own games just because of how much I dislike exactly those things. I hate the mana system of Magic the Gathering. I came up with my own, actually, all right, hear me out. I came up with my own, and it's something I wanted to workshop with and actually test with people, but believe it or not, it was really hard to to play test with anyone like when I was making these ideas, and so I just sort of gave up on it entirely, and so I have no idea. So I have a couple of things. These are for free. I give them out to anyone who plays Magic the Gathering, and if you want to try it out and you enjoy it later, let me know. I'm curious. So for starters, let's start with how much I hate Commander. I hate Commander. Commander takes forever, and if you're playing with a group of friends, everyone feels guilty about actually like killing someone because then they don't get to play anymore. It's kind of the worst prize ever. And you feel bad, oh, you know, they're not ready, their deck isn't up to speed yet, it's not gonna be fun. But what that happens is it means that you have games of Commander that go for like hours because no one's actually going to do anything until they can just blow away the entire table all at once. It's basically like Munchkin, but worse and a lot more self-aggrandizing, we'll say. So here's the thing that with Commander that I think it should be absolutely thing. So instead of normal Commander, knockout Commander. Hear me out. Basically what happens is when you play Commander, instead of normal Commander, the person who wins is the person who dealt the killing blow to the first person. The game is over. When one person is out, the game is over. What does this do? Makes the games a whole lot shorter, for the one. Second of all, it means that people will still kind of like do the thing where they leave a little bit of health, but not too much, because you don't want to leave someone too close to health, because you'll do that. Yes, it'll also make you try to low-key protect others instead. It changes the dynamic immensely, but basically, if someone just doesn't have anything set up on their board and they have nothing to do for like 10 turns and they get kicked out, well, guess what? It's way more fun if they get to start over instead of just like having having tons of mana and nothing to do, then suddenly drawing a bomb and, I don't know, wiping the entire board and everyone has to just like basically start over anyways, but much more boring. It's a lot less solitaire. And it also leads to other mechanics that like I think are really fun from this, because you have a different kind of mind game, because you're focusing on, can I kill the other person with this? How close do I want to get them before I do that? And like, yeah, it makes you actually more likely to play decks where you don't have just this like super duper slow and extremely boring start. So that is a thing that I appreciate. In addition, the mana system that I came up with was called Expand and Cultivate. Now, let's see if I remember how it works. So I wanted to keep a little bit of the randomness. So I had a bunch of different ways to do it. But basically, the crux of it, like the most basic version of it, was that take all your lands out of the deck. Every turn, you can either expand or cultivate. Expand means you get another land. Just pick a normal land. Let's just not use the special lands or whatever. Like, just make it simple. If you got like dual lands, maybe just don't. It's better to just not do that, so that way it's a lot more reasonable. If you need lands for like your deck, just put the land in your deck. I don't care, right? Like if you need it because it's a land that like turns into a monster, put it in your deck. Basic lands though, the basic lands of your basic colors are outside the deck. You either expand, pick one, put it down, it's on your field, or you cultivate. Now, what does cultivate mean? Because you have the lands on the board. Well, lands don't produce mana always. They don't always produce mana. So what it is like, I had a couple of systems. I was checking which one was the most intuitive, but the first idea was just like evens and odds. So the idea was just like, either you get like a land and it produces on the even numbers, or like you have a 6-sided dice, so it's like numbers 1 through 4 or whatever percentage made sense. And then if you were to cultivate it, that land was now just a normal full producing land. So yeah, at the beginning of each turn, you also now had to roll a dice, but it meant that you end up in a situation where you still had a little bit of randomness, but you would also always get a land drop. You're just not going to guarantee it would happen. Yes, the Catan thing was actually one of the inspirations, because I had a friend who really, really loved Catan, and I actually struggled really hard to understand why they could enjoy the randomness of it. But once they really explained it to me, it was basically, it's like the randomness of Catan is what allows people to have to work with what they have. And also, you can't ever have a perfect strategy. It's what makes the game different every time. But you want to be, like, some randomness is good. You need it. It's what makes games different. It's what makes card games good, because you don't know what kind of card you're going to draw. But it's really boring to draw a basic land. And it's really crappy to have this sort of thing. It's similar to drawing a card, but basically you have your lands. You know you're going to have them for the most part. You have a high percentage of getting them. But now it's like an every turn thing, and now you get to decide, well, do I want more consistency? And you can just choose, okay, I'm cultivating, I'm expanding, I'm cultivating, expanding. You can choose more consistency, or you can choose just more juice, more potential. So I definitely wanted to workshop this more and to go from there. And I was definitely, one day maybe I'll ever get back to making it. I was making a game that was based off of this exact idea, right? And so, yeah, Oh, hey, yeah. So happy that you can get some serotonin dopamine from stopping by and saying hello. Great to see you too. Great to see you. And yeah, so maybe one day I'll find some other game dev nerds and I'll get back to enjoying workshopping, that sort of thing again, but I really need to find the right group of people because basically the biggest reason I gave up on like making board games and card games is because you actually really can't play them solo. You can't play test them, you can't anything solo. I was in the middle of making a card game and I had decks, I had the land system, you know, based on this like expand, cultivate idea. I had a lot of cool stuff planned and a lot of ideas I wanted to try, and no one would play it with me. So I gave up. Life. Try going to cons or prototypes. I've kind of lost the fire for it at this point, so like I'd have to be in a group. Like I also don't want to like, okay, go to a con, cool. Once, maybe twice a year, I can maybe get some strangers to do that with and have them show up once or twice. No, I need a consistent group of people who are willing to play test with me regularly, pay attention to the differences, and like workshop with me. I need actual people who would be actively involved in this process with me. I refuse to be in this alone at this point. That's where I'm at. So. And yes, also, after the big tangent about Magic the Gathering, yes, Algol, I also, like, really like the writing of this game. I think they did an amazing job making it feel really organic. Human superiority, yeah. Each person who gets saved by, oh, well. I mean, transhumanism is something I've always been super into. I enjoy it very much. Phantom does, yep, it does make sense. Let's see. TCG stuff. Yeah, I mean, you can always try and make a card game for sure. But again, if you don't have stuff. Yeah, no, there is the internet. The problem is to make something that was going to be unique, like you have to have on the internet, you need the physical things. Yeah, it wasn't a programming thing. It was physical cards on physical board. It was paper. Paper prototypes are much easier to work with, and you can't really do those over the internet, unfortunately. So maybe one day if I ever make a video game, card game thing, that could work, and maybe that's something I'll ever consider. But yeah. Okay, so back to engineering, lol. Okay, 2. See, this is the problem with this. You cannot win with the thing that points to the right and says it's +1. When it's already so small. Okay, but we can, 3, 4, hold on. Yeah, 3, 4. 3, 4, 5, 6. Or so it's a 2, 2, 2. Okay, so it works like that. All right, 36. Or a 2, 3, 4, 5, 5. Yep, 40 is better. I think that's probably as good as that gets. I really hope that's as good as that. It's not. How? 41. There was a way to do it one better. And I want to admit, that hurts my feelings. Solo devs have it rough. Yep. No matter how well you do, easy to get too deep in the design, fractal, never able to totally step back. Yeah, this is why I basically decided I'm never, like, there's a teeny tiny amount of game dev that I'm willing to do alone. and it's very, very specific, like language games, and it's something I definitely want to get back into, but my god, the amount of free time I have right now is so once I am finally like dealing casually with my job and not always like and have figured out just like more stuff in my life, I would love to get back to doing game dev, but man, it would also be incredible to not do it alone. So that, you know, we'll see. Will you build it in Tabletop Sim? You could do it in Tabletop Sim. Imposter syndrome. Yep. Oh, I believe that. I absolutely believe it. Mercenary Air Force card game. Whoa. Yeah, I mean, that sounds like a really, really awesome experience. I hope you got to play it with at least a good chunk of people too. Playtest. I'm sure there's a playtest community, but yeah, it's probably, I feel like, yeah, you do run into a lot of, let's say, very specific types of people who go to groups that advertise that. Like, that's why the best thing is to actually just like find your peeps who you're already peeps with who also happen to be good at this thing. And like, good luck. That's basically like winning the lottery. But you know, some people can win the lottery. You're at lunch with your parents, sliced soy cakes and watery broth again. Great. When they put down their cutlery and look at you. Look at each other, then you. Solana, your mom says, there's something we should tell you. We've tried to shelter you from some things, but we think you should know I've been working so hard in geoponics. There's a meeting after lunch and I want you to come with us. Okay. You follow your parents to the council room. Mars has also tagged along and you take a seat near them as your mom and Auntie Ann stand to address the council. After Uticott officially calls the meeting, she gestures to your mom. Not gonna mince words, your mom says firmly. All our efforts to increase food production in geoponics have failed, especially given the failure of pixie beans. The destruction of the fields during the last attack put the nail in our coffin. By the end of the year, the colony will run out of food. The rest of the council murmurs in concern. You and Mars exchange horrified looks. You've been doomsaying about our food supply for 2 years, Flulu. Red questions, do you mean to say we're past the point of no return? Your mother nods grimly. I'm afraid so. Even with our rationing, without securing a Vertumnan food source, our supplies will run out by wet season. She gestures to Anne, whose face is grave. Anne and I have gone over the supplies and come up with the food plans. We've crunched the numbers. Your mom sighs and spreads her hands. I'm sorry. Geoponics should have been producing better by now. We should have been able to wean ourselves off of soy rations. During wormhole transit, when we lost our hydroponics in the hull breach, she sighs again. I know I've said it so many times, but our crops just don't grow here. We needed those algae tanks. We needed the microbial soil from Earth. Why weren't we told earlier? Yeah, Mars agrees. Why weren't we told? We have a right to know. We live here too. She stands up and slams her hands on the table. We've been here for 4 years and we could have been helping out this whole time and all you did was have meetings about it. Actually, yeah. Like, I think that's really important. Weird GameCube tactical TCG. Interesting. Break off. Oh, well, thank you though for stopping by. Always a pleasure. And you know, we're happy to have people come and go here in this place because, you know, whatever you need, we are here. Exactly, like I appreciate Mars. Mars is not perfect. No character here is perfect. But I appreciate Mars. I appreciate how she tries. The council looks at Mars with surprise, then contempt. Uticott chuckles weakly. Imagine being carried for so long and being upset your feet could not be cut by the rocks. Oh, come on. She waves one shaking hand. Seeing the future is the privilege of the youth. Thank goodness we have them to point out our flaws. Wow. Any bets on what our enhancement might be? Not afraid of anything? Super confidence? I don't know. I don't know what the possible enhancements are, so that's kind of why it's hard to guess, because like I don't know what the variables could even be. It could be anything. It could even be a boat. So what do we do now? Instance asks. Starving to death is not an option. No, it isn't, your mom replies. We need to secure a food source this year before our rations run out. We're working double shifts in geoponics, but it's not enough. We need more people planting, tending, turning the soil. We need more hands. I can pull back surveyors and focus on foraging native plants, Utopia offers. Even the young folks can help if they've proven themselves around the survey equipment. I'll send out the holo message later. Yeah, like we can literally examine it and see what it's made of and see if it's edible. Yeah, obviously you can forage in the valley. This has been, we're starving. This has been the burden of geoponics for too long, Udicott says. It's time we all step up for our future. Again, I completely agree with Mars. We could have had that a minute ago. All right, mid-pollen. Early wet. Who's late pollen? Tammy. Tammy is late pollen. We got one more month and we have to give Tammy a cake. If only you knew earlier. I mean, we did know earlier. It's just we couldn't do anything about it because we're a kid. You can hear your dad sneeze all the way from engineering. It's explosive, like he's trying to scare away predators. He's wiping his nose as you approach on a handkerchief blotted with shimmering pink. Lately, he's also surrounded by a fine dusting of pink pollen that clings to him wherever he goes. You keep brushing the glitter off things in your quarters. He gives you a hug, then brushes pollen off your shoulder. Laughing subconsciously. You haven't heard him laugh much lately. He's been working hard trying to improve the colony's food supply, showing signs of malnourishment too, that your mom is worse. You're worried for both of them. Your dad's skin is kind of shiny in patches. He sees you staring and rubs his hand over his arm. Sparkling dust poofs off him in little clouds. Scintillating? I think it's scintillating in the light. It's one of those words I've seen a lot of times, but I've not really heard anyone say it out loud. Oh, yeah, that's a new symptom, he says. Seems harmless, though. You should see Chief Engineer Instance. Dead wage off. I will. She's as busy as we are all these days. There's no sense bothering her. Flexes. He's pretty strong, but he's got nothing on your mom. I'm doing fine, really. Dad sniffles. Ugh, I feel like someone stuffed a whole potato pod up my nose, he says. I could just poke a stick up there and pop, fresh potato juice. Ugh. Gross. He just grins. What? It's true. Follow his gaze out to the fields and to the lands outside the gate. Wonder if the foragers could use an extra hand, he muses to himself. Yeah, maybe I'll join them out there tomorrow. Neither of your parents are taking proper care of themselves. They're so stressed out from the poor harvest and low food supplies. They try not to let you see it, but you can tell. Maybe your dad is right. A little seasonal illness is nothing compared to the danger of running out of food. Oh, thank you. Good to know. Tile-based strategy game on top of card game. That sounds fun. Okay. Yomars, what up? Nothing ever happens here. Please, just anything. I mean, starving, I guess, is not really a thing that's happening. All right, we can go forward. No, we can't. We need to rest. We can only rest. So we can relax in the lounge, or we can relax. There's a relaxing thing we can do here as well, which I think sounds pretty rude. Yeah, but like, why would we relax here in geoponics when we can relax and get friendship with Tammy? Like, that just seems strictly better. Bait and Kaidos. Oh my gosh, yeah, Bait and Kaidos, that was a thing. I remember that. I played a little bit of Bait and Kaidos. It was an interesting game. It's an interesting robot. It's so hard to concentrate on relaxing when you're hungry. There's nothing you can do to take your mind off your empty stomach, so you spend a lot of time napping and just trying to ignore it. You can't help but think there's something else you should be doing. Yes, I would love to be doing something else, but I had to wait a month. Do you want to forget? Sure. A lot of 2 cards. Beaten Kaidos is more of an RPG. That's true. It's an RPG, but it's also pretty cool. We should go foraging. Wait, hold on. Triple checking. Late pollen. I got you a present. It's your birthday. Here's a cake. Birthday cake, you remembered. See, +4 friendship with Tammy. Tammy and I are besties. She insists you share it with her, but sets a large slice aside first. Cake is Cal's favorite food, so I have to save him some. He loves cake all the time, not just on birthdays, and well, anything you can eat, really. Phantasy Star Online episode 3. Oh. That sounds accurate. I don't like being hungry, just says rubbing his stomach. Like, it still hurts, but I don't think I feel hunger like other people do. I know I could starve to death, but he kind of continues and shrugs. I'm not scared to die, so it's kind of like, wouldn't it be nice to just fall asleep and never wake up? We'll all die eventually, so it's not a bad way to go. Dude, no, starving sucks. That's dark, but I'm not surprised. You know, teenager. Forage in the valley. What does it give me? Perception and biology. Okay. A slow starvation approach to ending the game. Nope. Nope-a-dopies. Got an egg. Utopia greets you warmly as you muster for your first expedition with the foraging team. Solana, I'm glad you could make it. We need everyone we can get out here right now, boosting our food supplies. Ready to sniff out those tasties. Good luck hunting out there. We're so perceptive now, too, from exploring, which is great. I mean, I feel like, yeah, it's possible that you could starve to death, but I feel like there's probably solutions that happen, because otherwise it'd be pretty boring if the game just ended. I don't think the game will end from this. No. Not unless we did absolutely nothing. Good luck hunting out there, she says, unless, what if they, like, start getting into, like, darker stuff if you don't help? They're just like, yeah, we start just, like, killing all these animals, which I'm like, why haven't we killed more animals? They're worse things than you starving to death. Oh my god. Tammy starving to death? That is worse. Tammy starving to death would be way worse. Handing you an oversized backpack, more like a basket than a pack. Use your holopalm to identify edible and medicinal plants. Just throw them in there. We'll sort them back at base camp. Oh, and keep on a lookout for creatures. Pretty peaceful out in the valley, but even a little bug will get you if you're not careful. Go slow, pay attention to your surroundings. If you're unsure about something, don't approach it. Stay on the path, don't get lost. We don't call the Valley of Vertigo for nothing. Any questions? Don't flirt with Utopia. That is a whoa, no, it's weird. Why is that an option? Why is that an option? Will this be with me this time? Utopia looks like he's trying not to smile. Nah, this is good at finding new things. Just not so much the same thing over and over. Try it. Okay. All right. We'll flirts. Let's flirt and then never do that again. Ready to sniff out tasties? Yes. Fine. What's a fine lady like you doing in a place like this? You cheeky hot eye. She laughs, shaking her head and vigorously waving her hands and shit. You making fun of my accent? Go on now, you rascal. Get. Oh. She didn't like that. That was very rude. Chicken pretty good. Grilled versus baked. Ooh, honey sauce satay. Oh my goodness. Man, that sounds incredible. Why are you making me so jealous? Flames up apparently. Hey, you never know. You'll be okay. Oh, I didn't actually. You'll be okay, though. You won't be alone out there, and you're doing important work. You're about to leave, and Utopia snaps her fingers. Hold up, Solana. We're also investigating some species we might domesticate. Those we'll want to tag and capture. Ideally, we're looking for herbivorous creatures that already live in herds and either produce something edible or reproduce quickly enough we can slaughter them for meat. See anything that fits the bill, tag them and bring them back. Oh my god, yes. Animals? Yeah, I'm like wondering why we have not eaten any of the animals. Valley of Vertigo. Yellow flower. Oh, you don't look edible. But you might be. You come across just not one vriki, but a whole swarm of them. Mostly just baby ones, about the size of your head. They're all amassed around a massive tree, scurrying up and down the trunk. When you can see the tree itself under the swarm, you notice it's the same pale pink as the baby Vriki. The tentacle-like roots meander a fairly large distance before plunging into the ground. When the Vriki see you approach, they get agitated. They look hungry, definitely hungry, like dozens of hungry grapefruit-sized furry pink spiders. That's stuff of nightmares. Maybe they aren't so bad. Oh, we 50 bravery. Yeah, look at that. You walk up to the tree, put your hand on it. The baby Vriki swarm around the tree trunk, very upset with you, but they calm down when they see you aren't doing anything. There's an unmistakable thrum of life under your hand, not just from the proximity of the baby Vriki, but from the tree itself. It's warm and leathery. You can feel something like a pulse. It's alive. Vriki. Yes, they're very cute. Oh, we would have gotten animals, but we're starving. Well, that's sad. I didn't realize... Oh, yeah, increases reduced by 1. Seems this tree itself is a Vriki, just in a different phase of its life cycle. Does that mean the little clusters of fruit on the branches are Vriki eggs or maybe cocoons? There's so much you don't know, but you do know this nursery tree is a special place. Nothing to forage here, though. These ravenous youngers have stripped everything edible from a wide radius. You move on. An absolutely... Ooh. Absolutely enormous tree forms part of the path here. Its roots cut natural stairs into the path, and its magnificent canopy of large flat leaves completely block out the sky. They arch overhead almost to the ground on the other side. Walking under it's like going through a tunnel. It's dark and gloomy inside the tunnel, unseasonably cool and filled with the whispering of leaves. You get the sense that something is aware of your presence. Climb up it. We can't gain anything. They climb up the big flat leaves, surprised they can actually support your weight. Neat. You get high enough out of the fog to see the whole area. Very pretty, but nothing else happens. That looks like food. Vriki, Vriki. What up, Vriki, Vriki? Curious Vriki blocks your path. It's asking strange. Keep scurrying up trees and hanging upside down and get a different angle to look at you. Then dropping down, you try to pass underneath. Wonder what you could have foraged early. I did forage around. I really did. I found medicinal plants and wood. Lots of wood. Maybe small, at least it's attempting to be intimidating. That must mean something. I wonder, like, if we could eat to stop being starving. Not really. Oh, it's locked in here. Okay. All right. Six, 7, 3. I mean, a good start. Not a great start, that's for dang sure. $25. Okay, now we really got to do this right. Gems. 6, 6. Oh, because it's an 8. I only got 43. I feel like there might be a better way to do it, but... Seven, 5, 6, 7. That's better. Yeah, 5, 6, 7, 3, 10. Seems pretty solid, honestly. Ooh! Finally. Kudo. Nothing. The Vriki runs up your leg. It's a giant spider thing, and it's got weird tentacles, and get it off! Get it off! The urge to dance around and shake it off is almost uncontrollable, but you manage to keep your cool. The Vriki tastes you with its tentacle feeler legs, but doesn't look interested in causing you harm. It pokes at your backpack, trying to get in, and gives up and scurries off. We should have lit it in the backpack. It had friends. Backpack friends. Become a clock. Ooh, biology challenge. Are they edible? Only one way to find out. Well, a few ways if you're not a coward. All mushrooms are edible. Once. That seems reasonable. And then 2, 3, 4, 5. One, 2, 3, 4, 5. Seems reasonable. Yeah, buddy. There is a crop for the planet your group can grow. Oh, for sure. Harvest to feed the fauna. No, probably. Why didn't the colonists bring mushroom spores freeze-dried? Super portable. Oh, I'm sure they actually did. The thing is, during the wormhole thing, they lost so much of what was geoponics. They lost tons of food. They lost soil. They lost seeds. They lost supplies. They lost so much of what they were planning on planting and making things work. Also, there are tons of mushrooms that grow here. It's just, are they edible? And will all those mushrooms grow here in this soil? Unknown. You determine these mushrooms aren't only poisonous, but explosive as well. You mark their location down on the hollow palm so other foragers know to stay clear of the area. Utopia rings you a few kudos for good scouting. Hehe. I'm so good at things. Find a trippet. Large, tasty, plants. Kind of. You've heard it's sort of like an animal too. Like a lot of creatures on Vertumna, it kind of defies classification. Whatever it is, it's huge. It's practically taller than you are. Harvest some stalks. You break off the freshest and youngest looking shoots. The plant shudders. Analyze the shudder. Right? I mean, if it's delicious, it's worth a try, right? Like, legitimately. Two, 3, 4, 5. Or do we want to save that and actually do like 1, 1, 1? Or 0, 1, 2. This is an orange card. Let's try. If this doesn't work, we'll just go back and redo it. Hold on, this plus 2 last card, plus 2 last card, which is this. No, which is this. Plus 1 a card with gems. This. We can make a 5 out of this. Okay, so minimum, that's a thing, but I don't know if that's really worth it. Okay, so it's a 40 here, or we can get 45, which is much better. Yeah, the 45 is kind of the best here. Is that Tammy card? Yeah, I braided Tammy's hair. It's very cute. Need to buy more sesame. Oh, sesame oil is so delicious. Here for soy bars, shuddering maybe meat plant. Listen, if you're starving, choices you do not have. Yep, 45 out of 45. Yeah, this plant is definitely alive and sentient like an animal. It's definitely not happy you're ripping its limbs off. It's hard to tell if it's in pain recently, really, but you'd say discomfort at least. All the same. Food. It keeps shuddering. You hear a low, long whistle and realize it's coming out of the triple's holes, like a very quiet bagpipe slowly contracting. Continue. +1 colony food. It's a large enough triplet you're able to completely fill your basket before even touching the tender innermost meat. Triplet's looking kind of bare, but you're sure it'll grow more stalks. You make a note of your map of where it is, but oddly you never find it again. It's very rude. It's very rude what we've done, yes. But, you know. The starvation. You hear a rustle in the bushes and catch a glimpse of the shadowy figure. Could it be a person? Whatever it is, you quickly lose sight of it in the jungle. Follow it. The wilderness is thick here. I really am tired of getting nothing from all of these events. Like, I usually get like little bits and pieces here constantly, but just no. I don't know. Track it. 63. Oh boy. Zero, 1, 3. No, 0, 1, 2. 10. It's not great. 1, 2, 3. And again, I could do 1, 2, 8. It's literally better to do that. 2, 3, 4. Again, I want to try to get the least amount of shenanigans. But no. 2, 3, 4. It doesn't matter if it's the top card because it's never going to be the biggest card. I could do 3, 4. 9, 9. Okay. 8, 9. Of course. No matter what, I cannot win. Cannot make a straight. 27's alright. It's literally more if we do this. Yep, can't win this one. 4, 5, 3. 28. Tis what it is. Five, 1, 2. I feel like we can. Three. Oh, because it changed to red, that's why. I can't win that. No matter where I put this, I can't win it. 21? No, we had a better thing before. It's +2 to last card. Five. 27. 7. Yeah, that seems better. Oh. 2, 3, 4, 6, 7. That's pretty good. That's pretty great, actually. CG's harder to get started with a lot more ground rules. Yes! You get hard to master. The goal's always obtainable with the cards drawn. No, not necessarily, but with the cards I have, I think yes. It's easy to learn, hard to master. Haha, no. Definitely not. You're looking for a person, so it's a surprise when you come face to face with a weird-looking creature. Sort of looks like a person a bit. More like a tree, really. Some relative of bushbub, maybe. But more tentacles and slime. Like a tree oozing with gooey sap with 2 legs. Yuck. Makes sort of a baroo noise at you as you back away. Well. Like we have to touch this. Ugh, we do. We have to touch it. It's a squeeger hive. Her swollen abdomen is the hive. So, okay, so right here, probably drawing nutrients from the soil like a plant while she tends towards a larva. No, leave that alone. I would love to leave it alone, but I cannot leave it alone. Sneak up and harvest honey. Sure. Even now it's a 4, 5, 6. Nice. I feel like that's just overkill. But hey, it's fine. Two, 2, 4, blah, 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 blah. And then weirdly, we can just do 1, 1, 1, 1, 1 at the end if we want, but it's still not better. 6, 6, 1, 1, 1, 23. Yeah, the only other thing we could do is, yeah, not really anything useful. I have no idea how that could have been better. Smelling her royal jelly. Ugh. Yeah, it's pretty weird. Calm Hive Queen only has a rudimentary danger sense. Squeeger hives can be very defensive when they sense danger to the young, but so long as you don't set off the workers or larvae, you're free to walk right up to her. You gently avoid hurting any of the babies as you scrape her copious honey into a collector. Too worn out and tired to continue. Lamb. But can we be not starving? So we can go back exploring more? It's pretty fun. I like exploring. So far, no one's birthday is in dust. Nope. How do we... Like, we increase the colony's food, but it just doesn't have any impact? Eat up, you need your strength. I have no strength. Yes. Gonna need a lot of food. No kidding. Guess I'll need to forage more. Yellow flower. Do you like flowers? We're about to find out. We'll call it florts, but it's not florts. So long as we don't get messed up with like giving her a gift later in the year. Flower, cheap gift, but I suppose it'll look good in my hair, thank you. It is cute. Tammy, you like things. Also gave you a thing for your birthday, so you should be happy. Flower. Flower for Tammy. She likes, oh, I love flowers. Even weird alien ones. Yellow's my favorite color too. Oh, Tammy likes flowers. Hey, Tammy. Tammy looks worried. She's hugging herself and pacing around. Every now and then her attention turns sharply towards the east wall. You okay, Tammy? She's relieved to see you. There's something out there, she says in a quiet voice. Lots of somethings outside the walls. I think they're far away, but I can hear them. What do they sound like? It's like squeaking, super high-pitched, really long sounds, like metal or a broken robovac scraping along the floor, only there are hundreds of them. Shudder at the thought. Dad said he picked these ears as my augment to keep me safe. His were the same, but they couldn't keep him safe. She sniffed. I'm scared. I hate my stupid ears. She bats at them with her fists, tears springing to her eyes. Your ears are funny. Lucky to have silk school ears. It's okay to be... We have to pick the right thing to say. Hard to get this on your first time. Yeah. That's fair. I'm not willing to load back that much. Compared to giving you their rations, right? Protect. Like, it's okay to be scared, but you're lucky to have such cool ears. Yes, you're beautiful like the rest of you. I think that's too much. Oh my god. She lets you lean in close for a good look at her enormous elf-like ears. You wonder what it must be like to have such sensitive hearing. Can she hear the grass growing? Can she hear your heartbeat? I have an idea. You ask her if she's considered noise-canceling sound. The subdermal jawbone conducting hear speak for her holopalm could be calibrated to dampen or block out certain frequencies. She takes a moment to parse her saying, oh, wow, I've never thought of that. I'll try it. I wonder if I'll still feel like me without my special hearing. It's like, yeah, the other neat. You tell her that her amazing hearing, she could be a great garrison lookout, a musician, or a spy. She looks at you dubiously. I don't want to be any of those things, but thank you. You're a good friend, Solana. You pause. She apologizes for crying, even though you've seen it many times. She's such a caring girl. It's unfair she has to suffer from her sensitive hearing, but she's so sweet that she doesn't want to be a burden. She gives you a big warm hug and says she's going to head inside soon because it's nice and quiet in there. You leave her rubbing one of her ears thoughtfully. The engineering option is actually really cool. Turn off super hearing. I mean, honestly, when you're not able to do anything about it, it's just kind of upsetting. So I don't blame her. Yeah, like wait or something. We have food. We can give people food. I wanted to wait for your birth. Ooh, want to study together? Yes. Great news, Solana. According to antiquated, culturally insensitive reckoning of mental prowess once used by humans on Earth, and by that I mean IQ testing, I'm officially considered a genius. She shrugs. Tell me something I do not know. You offer to help Tangent with her schoolwork, but she just shrugs you off. I'm not working on school anymore. Chief Engineer Instant says I'm smart for my age, and my talents are wasted in school. She opens her holopalm and shows you some of her lab notes. Ugh, it's so much work, though. She complains, honestly, maybe it would be better to be like everyone else. Unintelligent people seem happier. Negative quiet rooms. Yes. Honestly, I think it'd be really interesting. Just then, Anemone and Nougat go tearing by with a sports ball, hollering at the top of their lungs. Tian shudders. On second thought, forget I said that. I'll keep being smart, thank you. Do I have something? I do, actually. I have a lot of these. This is interesting. No, really. Yes, good. Like me more. We're gonna be besties. Actually, it's interesting how, like, even though we had a boost at the beginning to some of these friendships, we're still, like, trucking along there. Yeah, I have to rest, but... Maybe dislikes things? Do you like things? Let's find out. All right, everyone. We're gonna save and figure out what dislikes. Do you like fruit? No. Dislikes things. It's true. Does dislike things or dislike things? Egg. No. I mean, to be fair, we've also been sleeping on how cute Anemone is, so we can give Anemone egg. Anemone likes egg. Egg. Oh, we accidentally remembered Anemone's birthday. Look at that, +4. +4 accidentally found out the birthday. Anemone. Normal teenager. Exactly. That's like, I totally understand this, honestly. Like, you go through that phase, right? Like, they did a really good job of writing what it's like to be that age. All right, relax in the kitchen. You sit at the window and watch people hard at work in geoponics. You feel a little guilty putting your feet up when everyone else is working so hard, but who could blame you? Famine has you so stressed out. Maybe you could help out next week, or join a foraging team and bring back some food. Yep, but next month. You can't summon the energy to do that. I guess we should try geoponics. I feel like they're really pushing it. Okay, boring is going away forever. Card is so annoying. It's time for Virtumnalia, the yearly midsummer celebration when the colony gives thanks for its good fortune. Well, it would be, but as you file into the main square, you can't help but notice that the feast table is nearly empty. I feel like we should still be eating the pixie beans. You know what's, like, I feel like hormones going wacky are still better than starving. What Anne lacked in resources, she made it up with in care. The dishes are lovingly plated. Soy cakes glisten, steam rise from buns stuffed with mince, and there are great pitchers of vegetable broth rendered out from even the most inedible food scraps. There's a neat stack of sugar cubes for dessert. Whole sugar! What a luxury! An underwhelming feast, that'll be the highlight. The nature love too, right? I mean, I like nature, but I prefer not camping. That's honestly the best part about preferences, is that everyone likes different things. Mostly because I don't like bugs. Bugs is a thing I don't like to deal with. But I really should go out into nature more often. Like, legitimately. Going camping. Campfire. Cooking things on campfire. It's pretty nice. Governor Udicot's welcoming speech this year is short. Her frail body trembles as she welcomes you all to Virtumnalia with a dry, whispery voice that has to be helped off stage. Like all of you, she's been feeling the effects of the famine. Everyone clears away the chairs for the annual competition. Which one do you participate in this year? I feel like we should do the talent show like we do every year. You and Mars report to the stage for the talent competition. This is nowhere to be seen. Mars frowns, looking around as if he's lying awake. Oh, boo, she grumbles. He always made me look good. If it's just you, I'm only the best out of two. Mars has been working on her speechcraft. This year, she gives a speech inspired by great leaders of Earth, linking their philosophies into a sort of mega-theory about how the greatest works of human history have come from overcoming our greatest struggles through ingenuity and cooperation. She can't help herself by drawing parallels to the current famine, the failure of colony leadership. Yes, girl. Okay, get it. To prepare for it, and how the council clearly needs newer, younger voices to be able to imagine the future. The council is not impressed by that part. Because it's Mars, the climax of the speech resolves with inspirational music and fireworks. That's very exciting. An original song. We do have, you know, the photo phoner. Anyone says who doesn't want to eat? Well, I mean, nope. I still do not want to eat bugs unless they're gummy worms. Gummy worms would be great. Yeah, exactly. Like if we're like the rationing should have started way earlier on. Legitimately, especially with like the soy rations, which apparently seem to last forever. Should have been hella rationed. Three. Don't have a wild. I can, but the neighboring cards. And it's still a 3 anyways. But we just use the normal 3. We have a 4. We don't have a 4. So neighboring cards of 3. 3, 5. No. We don't have a 2 either. It's 2 to each unplayed card. But if we play a card, 6. There's no way around it. We could just do 3 through 3. It's kind of our best bet. Three. It's not great. I don't love it. But I feel like it's kind of the best we got going on here. See. Card. +3 to this card. Well, that's pretty sweet. Wild. Okay. Oh, that's because it's the last card. Okay, okay. I don't think we win this one the way I want to win it. So we'll just do, I feel like we're fine if we just do some shenanigans for now. Yeah, that seems okay. Yeah, let's do like that. Oh, cool, we got more wilds. Okay, +2, last card. Let's do cards with gems. No one has gems. It's fine. 6, 7. Still 6. 7. So this is a 5, 5, 6, 7, and then we do 5, 5, 5. Seems good. Yep, okay. Just how quiet and stars and time it. Yep. Can't hear the keyboard when you change it. Oh, because I'm playing on the controller. I play on the controller with that game, and I play under the desk. So you really can't hear me pressing buttons on the controller. But yeah, the mouse you can hear because, well, the mouse is next to the microphone. Memory talent. Mars's act was a tough one to follow. But the talent show is judged by audience applause. Given how tired and hungry everyone is, your lighthearted and simple song is what people really want. Mars looks miffed at the snub, but shakes your hand. Geniuses are rarely appreciated in their time. After the festivities, the whole colony takes a few days off for a break. Oh, I should have planned that so that I could have been not completely, totally trashed before that instead. Because I was already, like, at 0. Except for geoponics and the foragers in the kitchens, and everyone uses the break from their usual work to help out in the places that didn't close. Okay, it's not really a break, but you try to take it easy anyways. All right, we're popular. I guess we could do geoponics, considering we get kudos for it. All right, geoponics. Shovel dirt. Yeah. It's your first day in the glorious world of agricultural soil conveyance. Oh boy. Good morning, Solana. Looks like you're working your old lady. Hope you don't expect me to go easy on you just because you're my daughter. She walks you around the geoponics wings and points out where everything is. Your job is to move sod, compost, plants, garden waste, and equipment from one place to another. It's the controller. Oh, yes, you've been hearing the controller clicks. Correct. Get comfortable with this, she says, pushing a squeaky old-fashioned wheelbarrow towards you. Any questions before you start moving the dirt? Don't we have machines for this? The construction crew's already claimed all the hover lifts, she says, shrugging, but they'll break down in a few years anyways. We don't have the materials to fix them. She grips your forearm. We're planetside now. Use your muscles. Nature's hydraulic pistons. Where do I move it all again? From over there, she points to a dirt pile. To there, she points to an identical pile 10 meters away. She sees your confusion. We had some very precious soil from Earth on the ship, full of nutrients and bugs and bacteria plants need to grow. It was all lost in an accident. Now we have to make the most from scratch, using bitumen and soil. This is part of the process. Why not use hydroponics? On the ship, we grew most of our plants with their roots in the water, and it's true, it's more hygienic that way. She replies, brushing an insect off her arm. It's that a loud squeak of objection, but hydroponic systems use too much energy. Here we have to grow as much as we can the old-fashioned way. It's my girl, your mom says, slapping on the back. You stumble a little. Ugh. Your arms start to ache after the first hour of work, but you keep going. At the end of the month, you feel utterly drained and exhausted. And good somehow. You can feel your muscles. No, you can't. You can't feel anything. It's actually... Okay, I don't hate when they reduce it by 1, but when the pluses are already 1 and you're just getting nothing, 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 nothing for months at a time, it actually makes me feel extremely discouraged from doing anything about the food sources. It makes me feel like I'm being actively punished for this. Okay, so we can do these shenanigans again. I do like this card. It's a very good card. Kind of annoying how it keeps interrupting my combos with these random things here. I think this is fine. Oh, I could have done better. Well, fine. Heck you. Yeah, that didn't do anything for the colony's food sources, so I feel like it's a waste of my time. Considering. All things considered. Easy way to, yeah, like the thing is, it's really expensive to get rid of old cards. Like, it's expensive. Like, we could spend kudos on it, and I'd consider it, but you know. +5 to biology. I guess. We get some stuff, but like, yeah, I don't know. I just kind of keep saving. Organizing, persuasion. Let's do it. Tant arrives to pick up a box of clinking glass beakers and test tubes, barely talking to you before breezing away. She looks busy as always. I wonder if we really will just starve to death if we don't do this. Or if, you know, we'll figure stuff out. Because, like, I've been helping, but I feel punished for helping. This is annoying. I don't have any cards with gems. Working in the depot. Cards +2, 4, 4, 4. 4, 4, 4, 5, 5. Seems pretty okie dokie, Artichoke. Oh, we could have done better. Well, that shucks. So there's no story. You just get the stuff. Early wet. Someone has a birthday. Is it Mars? I think it's Mars. Yes, it's Mars' birthday. Gosh, you probably don't like things, but... Well, I've had better birthday gifts this year, but this isn't bad out of my collection. Listen, we don't have a crystal or whatever. Reduction punishments in general are rough. Yeah. Iron equipment durability when you start... Yep. I would unfortunately have to agree. Like, the thing is, if it just reduced my skills, it would be okay. But like, the fact that you can't grow is really punishing. It feels very upsetting. Yeah, we're only got for like 1 more month anyways. You're helping Anemone with her math assignment. Anemone groans, rubbing her hands in her face. I hate this. I don't want to do any more math. Other kids like you get to choose what they do all day now, but I'm stuck here learning stupid linear algebra. It's linear algebra, but you don't correct her. I'm only here because my mom told me I gotta take more math and science classes. She grumbles. She says if I want to do anything except play sports ball all day, I need to know stuff. She smirks, jokes on her. I only want to play sports ball. Oh, goofing off is annoying. Math's more important than sports ball. What? No way, Solana. Anemone punched you in the arm. Whap. When am I ever going to use a linear algebra anyways? I bet I'm going to do a sports ball a lot more and I'm going to have to solve for X. No, wait, let's make a deal. She continues on. Leaning in, you teach me this stupid physics thing, then I teach you a cool sports ball move? Deal. Cannot increase our toughness. Can't do it. That doesn't happen. You spend the next few hours trying to get Anemone to understand the difference between an expression and an equation. She pulls up, like, even when I went to go do a smart thing, it's still punishing me. It's still punishing me for being hungry. But in the way that is just like, yeah. You took away, like, one of the only mechanics of the game, which is growing. It's gone. Trying to get Anemone to understand the difference between expression and equation, she puts up a valiant attempt, and by the end, you both feel confident she's at least a little more prepared for class. True to her word, she takes you out to the sports ball pitch and kicks a sport ball at your head so many times you're forced to learn how to block it. That's Anemone for you. Look, it's even blue, but it don't matter. That's not gonna last. 6 and a 2. That's not a 2. That's a 2. That's a something. 42 or 42 or 43. Alright. There we go. At least we get kudos. Oh, thank goodness we're not popular anymore, at least. Banking those points. So once food is discovered, you'll really feel like, gosh, I hope so, but I really doubt it. I feel like those points are never coming back. I'll happily go foraging for food. Like, that was fun. Like, what am I supposed to do with all these kudos? Forget more things, I guess. Yodis, let's go. You want... Oh no, not yet. Yeah, forage in the valley gets perception and biology. Yeah. 9 events remaining, 4 collectibles remaining. There's a lot of... Yeah, boss event remaining. Yeah, boss event. I'm interested in boss event. I'm really glad it shows me what's available. It really does, like, make all this stuff go away. That's really neat. Okay, this is probably the most important part of the game at this point. FF11 dying makes you lose XP. Nope. Oh no, I hate losing XP to dying. Hate it. Come out of the trees into a large grassy clearing. In the middle as well, you can only describe it as a pedestal. In the middle of a cradle of flowers sits a massive egg, easily larger than any you've seen before. White with red flecks, just sitting there. In the middle of the empty clearing, totally unprotected. Take it. Pedestal starts moving. Its flowering appendages unfurl to reveal the face of a manticore. Keep the egg and run. Well, I mean, fight the manticore also seems fun. I'm feeling brave. Combat challenge, impossible. It's 97. That probably is impossible. But, you know, let's give it a shot. That's the best that's gonna be right now. And, That's not gonna work the way I want it to at all. That is to pairs. We don't have any other 3s, so probably save that. Two, 3, 8. 1, 2, 3, 8. Final round is 49. It is technically possible, especially with this. That helps. Though a lot of the other cards we have are not helping. 6, 6, 9, 7, yeah, this is where you're gonna get that. Okay, 49. It's not great, but it is something. Don't have enough stress to push through it. We also do have a log. We could make this happen. It would be a bit of a stretch. And we do have wood though. And I do kind of want to see what happens if you fight and win against the manticore. Okay, let's see what happens. If you get a cool thing by winning against the manticore, then all right. If not, we'll go back and just run with the egg. basically we just have to use 2 more and do it again. Which is kind of crazy. Actually, it's more than 2 more at that point. All these odd even cards making life a little difficult. So much wood. Barely. Literally impossible otherwise. You know, you're equipped with only a utility blast cutter, but the manticore is hesitant to really attack you for fear of harming its egg. It's clearly furious with you, but you keep the egg between you and the manticore, and eventually, by sheer dedication, you manage to injure the creature enough that it decides to give up on its egg. Oh, it doesn't... We don't win. +1 colony food. Yeah, you get a shit ton of kudos for it, though. It's super tasty. I feel like... Okay, let's save that one. Was it worth? It doesn't feel worth it, which is why we're gonna load from here. Which is interesting because it's like, yeah, I guess that's just an auto save. All right, take it, keep the egg and run. All right. Not great. Not a great start having this at the end. Are you kidding me? Absolute poppycock. That's what that is. Can't even like... Oh, it's not really gonna be better than the shenanigans we're gonna pull. It's just gonna be the +2 to the last card. It's not even gonna be a pair. Oh my god. Why? Didn't like it. Take it. Keep the egg and run. Try again. Hold on. I'm gonna try if I get a different... I think I could probably touch a different event and then like see if it'll change the variables there. Fluffy leafed bushes with long blue berries. They look delicious. Research them first. We're smart. But man, we are having some difficulties with this. Five. 3, 4, 5. This is 4, 5. Okay, 2, 3, 4. 2, 3, 4. There's one of our favorites there. 2 decisive gems. Yep, +2 decisive gems. Let's discard the gems. $32 or 31, 30, 34, 34 is still better. Yeah. What? 38? Really? They're edible. Harvest them. You harvest the blueberries by the handful, filling your basket. Wonder the egg potion would come up and... Nah, yeah. Blah, 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 blah. When you bring them back to Utopia, she cheers. These are her favorite. Here, sweet, she said, tossing a berry. Have one. They're delicious. All right. So here's the thing we test now. It was not worth. Back to Florts. Okay. We try and see if we get another different random thing now that we've... Nope, it's wise to us. Yeah, the only thing we could do is do like 111 or just some of these shenanigans of just getting the biggest possible number here. Try again. Does not. Really hate how we end up with like all of the baby cards this time around. 24. 7. 8. It's so annoying. It's so close, and this is the part where I'm like, this is probably where I could use a thing and just make this work okay. Problem is, this is an even number. Okay, a minimum. Okay, alright. So, at minimum, there's a way to do it. It's annoying. But boy howdy. Okay, there's not really any pairs here, so it doesn't really seem to matter which one we use. But we get the 3, 4, 5, blah, 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 8. Okay. Well, at least we figured out how to do it. Goodness. Polar seed. Oh, I'm sure they are by the time we load in the area. But you have to admit, it was worth trying to see what makes the random generator random. You stumble blindly through the clearing towards the relative safety of the trees, the cumbersome egg blocking your view of your own feet. You fall a few times, just barely manage to scramble out from under the claws of Manticore. You eventually find a member of the expedition's protection squad who fires a warning shot with her blast rifle over the Manticore's head, roars in defiance, and slinks into the trees. The egg's pretty addled from all the running and falling. If it was going to hatch before, it certainly won't now. Got a shit ton of kudos for it. Super tasty. Yeah. Dense cloud of pollen makes it hard to see even your hand in front of your face here. It's a good thing you have a helmet with a filter on. It's not perfect and doesn't help visibility. Pollen clouds eventually shift, giving you glimpses of something obstructing the path. It looks like a snap bladder, an infamously territorial predator around these parts. When they're heavily pregnant, they use the pollen fog to pick off their prey. Carefully avoid the creature. You pass the cloud unharmed, staying out of the reach of the bloated snap bladder. It sticks its snappers in your direction, but is too heavy with spawn to chase you. Yeah, I feel like the egg could have been probably okay. Maybe if we like had a higher animal thing, or we could just leave the egg alone. Dunno. I feel like there were options. A herd of float cow are grazing nearby. You watch them peacefully. Oh yeah, we cannot milk or capture. Occasionally releasing streams of urine and clouds of healing make us stay hyped. From galactic Mongols. Torn out to... No! Can't go this way. But can I get the boss thing? There's a boss. There we go. Oh, no, that's a collectible. egg. Are you kidding me? It literally won't let me touch egg. There. Okay, I just clicked it. It's fine. Perception or biology? Our perception is way better than our biology. Spend some time working in geoponics so you know your way around a plant or two. We have been to bioponics once. Walking through this area, you notice something different about it. The bare ground feels bouncy, like a trampoline, and the plants all weirdly stunted. Not a lot can stifle nature here, so it's honestly a little weird there's no grasses or moss in here. Notice the unusual biodiversity. All the plants in this clearing are oddly stunted. There's very few grasses or weeds, as though something has sucked all the nutrients out of the soil. Oh, wait, is this even soil? You kneel and take a closer look, more like a dense moss or coral, maybe. You press a hand into the moist, squishy substance. It smells sweet and starchy like cake. Blankets the ground here in a thick, sponge-like layer, swallowing up everything it touches. Gross, but it smells so good. You dig out a large chunk of the sponge cake to bring back to geoponics. Further analysis is needed, but you have a good feeling about this one. Too worn out and tired to continue. There you go. Once the game's supposed to take a couple months lore-wise. I mean, we go out and it's like 1 month, technically. Each of these things are months. Each of these decisions we make are months. We have the boss thing. Whatever that means. Mid-wet. Late-wet. There's actually a lot to eat here. You just have to pay attention and listen. Florts. More than just the one time. Well, do you like egg? No. You are okay with egg. But what if we give you something you actually like? Do you like flour? No. You kind of like flour. You know, we know people who love flour, so you can have wood. It's kind of funny. We can actually, well, no, you can have egg. You can have one egg. This blinks owlishly a gift. Is it my birthday? I almost forgot. I hate it when people make a big deal out of my birthday, but this is nice. Thank you. We literally gave him egg. And that means it's also Tange's birthday. What's up? Tange watched a stink roach skitter behind some nearby boxes with a look of intense disgust on her face. Ugh, I hate it here. She spits, shuddering. Giant bugs, constant peril, climate. We're better off on the ship. She grimaces. Many humans carry the erroneous belief that we are great explorers, but I cannot see how that is true. It would be better if we could photosynthesize, or breathe gases other than oxygen, or endure a greater range of temperatures. No, you see, all humans ever had going for us, that is, until now, there have been more than enough of us to die idiotic deaths without making a dent in our overall reproductive fitness. And this is a conversation I've had when I was 14 too. Thank you for the hell hydra birthday egg. I'll be honest, birthday egg is pretty good. Can I offer you an egg in these trying times? Here, plant. You love plants. It seems you've remembered my birthday, Tange says, taking the roots, turning them over in her hand. Her lip curls into states that the dirt still clings to them. How thoughtful of you. I have much to do today. Set these aside, analyze later. Yo, Tange, what up? Spot Tange sitting on a large boulder outside the lab. She's eating a pressed soy bar ration with determination, alternating bites with huge gulps of water to wash down as quickly as possible. What you doing out here? She stops her grim work long enough to acknowledge your question. Hit the limit on number of consecutive hours they'll allow me to work in the lab, she says. So I'm taking a break, she says, making mock air quotes around the sentence. Yo, how dare they? That's what I said, Tange replies. They just think they can boss me around because I'm younger. She scoffs, I'm smarter than any two of them combined. Ugh, Tange groans and rubs her bloodshot eyes. Just want to work, you know? It's so frustrating to be deep in the zone, feeling like I'm just on the precipice of a discovery, and someone tells me that apparently my genius is taking too long. I want them to treat me like I belong there, the way Dr. Instance does. Tange mutters, she actually respects me. They're just jealous. She likes me more. Tange slides off the boulder, and you see the color bleed from her face as she stumbles into you, nearly crumpling to the ground. Oh, she grits out, leaning over while the dizziness passes. I thought the nutritional uptake of that bar would be quicker than a real meal. especially after taking account the time required to walk to the cafeteria. She trails off, realizing she's clutching your jacket and pushes you away. My apologies, she says, brushing herself off. I am regrettably, it seems, only human. Tange scrubs her face, hands over her face. Ugh. Sometimes it can feel like I'm a prisoner in my own body. Like I can feel myself trapped in it. This stinking, sweating bag of meat and bad impulses, stuck with the burden of keeping it alive every day for the rest of my life. And Tange, wait, are you crying? Tange scowls and wipes her eyes angrily. Reflexive lacrimation is an evolutionary response to emotional and physical stress, she snaps. In other words, no, I'm not crying. It's just this resentment for my physical form. It reminds me of when I was little, and Instance used the Genetech to give me this body. The right body. Only this body's wrong too, she adds quietly. It's right in a lot of ways, but still imperfect. It's still human. I feel like Tange is gonna go from this to like bionic alien, like crazy transhumanism, and I would love to see that. I need to see this, in fact. If I were an AI, everything would be more simple. I could just do my work. I could just do what I'm good at. No messy biological functions, no emotions, just clear and beautiful purpose. Hate this, Tange sniffles. I hate feeling like this. That is, it's more than just a trans metaphor. I think that was a trans reality. I think that Tange is trans. I'm pretty sure that's the case. Like, considering the Genetech stuff and the right body, and yeah, pretty sure that's the case. Oh my god. Get over yourself, it's not that bad. No, this is what it's like to be a teenager. You're upset about, like, okay. If you've ever had dysphoria, it's obviously worse. But being a teenager means at least some level of dysphoria no matter what. Is it above the threshold to, like, do something about it? Not necessarily. It goes from person to person. However, you can't be comfortable in a body that is like growing in ways that you cannot control and you have no idea what's going on and you can't get used to it and you just, yeah, it's all over the place. It ain't fun. And also, yeah, being human does actually suck sometimes. I can understand that. Luckily, I'm a jelly cat. Call this myself, yep. Feeling of being in the wrong body is super duper not fun. Always here to listen, Tange. Tangent manages a watery smile as she wipes her eyes. Thanks, she says. I apologize for being all wet on you. It won't happen again. Why? That's so bad. That's such a bad card. It's such a bad card for Tangent. It's not even clever. It's annoying. She wipes her eyes and straightens her jacket, then takes a deep breath and holds it for 10 seconds, her eyes closed. By the time she opens them again, she looks ready to go back to work as if nothing had happened. You admire Tangent's determination, but sometimes you think it might come at a price. No, I think it definitely comes at a price. Hello, do you like egg also? Whoa, this egg looks tasty. Wait, I can't eat this, right? Seriously? I thought we established that you like, oh yeah, you like egg. We're good. Just didn't like seem like a bonus. Tammy. Flower. Oh, I love flowers, even weird alien ones. Yes. I'm starving. Yeah. Well, they see him literally wasting away here. You'd offer a protein bar, she'd probably just complain she's being reduced to taking charity, so you keep it to yourself. I probably should forget things with my money. Like the zeros and the ones. Mostly the ones. Because like the zeros you can use, but like there's just too many ones. Too many. Go away. It's so annoying. A starving call. You'd think everyone would want egg, but it's just not true. Not everyone want egg. Okay, so it's already past the end of my stream time for today, and this is a good place to save because the next thing I have to remember to do is rest. And that's where we're at. I really thought that maybe the boss thing would have made this better, but I guess I just need to go forage more. I mean, it's fine, I like foraging. Foraging is cool, but like, dang. Starving sucks. Yeah, so Main menu. Yes, thank you all so much for hanging out with me. It was delightful. Just a really lovely time. This game is great. I have opinions about how they decided to represent starvation in this game, in a game where you're getting pluses and they're like, haha, it's a +1. Wait, it's a -1. Wait, that means it's a 0. Ha ha ha. I have some opinions about that, but so far as game mechanics are concerned, that's basically the only complaint I've had, other than how much it costs to forget things. So, like, honestly, I'm still enjoying the heck out of it. And I really look forward to seeing how it evolves from here, and if we can overcome the starvation, and then if we overcome the starvation, can we overcome being a teenager? I don't know. I don't know. I should actually figure out who I want to be flirting with more, because there's probably some kind of threshold of flirts you need to do before you can go places, but I don't know. Because it's like, the only person so far who I enjoyed flirting with was Dis, but weirdly it's because, you know, like, they're kind of absent. Oh no, is my character avoidant? Possible. I mean, Anemone is super cute, but like, we're not really Anemone's type right now. Flirt with Manticore, give free egg gifts. Ah, that's the way to do it. That's the way to do it. Smart, very smart. All right, well, I'll see you all on Monday as we continue back in Stars of Time. Next week, again, Wednesday, for a rousing continuation of this Exocolonist adventures. Starvation, don't starve in space. And happy Thanksgiving, everyone who is celebrating Thanksgiving. Or if you're not celebrating Thanksgiving, I hope that you have a day where you just eat a lot. Just like so much. Just eat so much you feel like you're about to burst. Give yourself the gift of too much food. Or if that's not something you enjoy, hey, give yourself the gift of something completely delicious. You know, I think Thanksgiving as a concept really is just the season of encouraging people to thoroughly enjoy food. That's really it. So that's how I'll be celebrating, actually. And that's the only way I need to celebrate. So yeah. Don't much to work. But, you know, hopefully, you know, maybe buy yourself something nice to snack on. Because, like, I literally have a work event after work, which is pretty cool. I've never been to, like, a work party thing before. So I'm actually kind of excited about that. But yeah. I look forward to how that's gonna shake out. Oh, and I want to tell you guys about a thing that's happening at work, actually. But I'll do it next time. Remind me to tell you about my cult. That's all I'm gonna say for now. But if someone reminds me, I'll definitely start talking about it. I'll probably end up talking about it anyways, because it's super exciting and it'll be happening like actively, but still. I want to tell people about it because I'm really excited, because I didn't realize how much it meant to me until I started working on it. So anyways, I hope everyone has a great night as well. So happy holidays and good night.